Support comes from Missouri Forest Products Association, committed to sustainable and sound conservation of the state's forests, which support more than 41,000 Missouri jobs, resulting in a $10 billion industry. ChooseWood.com.
It's Monday, November 1st. This is The Gateway. I'm Wayne Pratt. Some schools in the region are focusing more on mental health as staff and students continue to deal with the pandemic.
I think the challenge is greater this year because we have more students in person. The academic gaps are more real this year.
At least one area school district is taking a formal step today to address the issue. The Ritenour School District has the day off to give staff a paid break to focus on mental health. St. Louis Public Radio's Kate Grumke has more on the pandemic-related pressure that is taking a toll.
Ritenour Superintendent Chris Kilbride says stress levels are the worst he's seen in 22 years. Ritenour added 18 new staff members focused on social and emotional support. Marta Piñones is a bilingual counselor and one of those new hires in the Ritenour School District. She says coming back from virtual learning has piled multiple stressors on staff and students.
We're not going to fix the entire world with one day, but it definitely allows us that space to say, what is it that needs to be done for me to be able to be regulated and be down again and to be ready to face what's next?
Ritenour is telling staff to use the day to unplug, focus on mindfulness, and even maybe take a walk in nature. I'm Kate Grumke, St. Louis Public Radio.
19 states are now suing to block President Joe Biden's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for federal contractors. One of the suits has been filed in Missouri. It includes 10 other states. Others are part of a legal action in Georgia, while some states are suing individually. All the cases argue the Biden administration overstepped its authority in requiring federal contractors receive the coronavirus vaccine. Biden says such mandates will help end the pandemic. The FBI and federal prosecutors in St. Louis want residents to be aware of an ongoing scam that involves people pretending to be law enforcement. More from St. Louis Public Radio's Rachel Littman.
Nearly 13,000 people were victims of government impersonation scams in the United States last year, losing almost $110 million. One scam is a letter telling people they might face federal indictment unless they cooperate at a cost of $7,000. Jill Mansfield is the special agent in charge of the cyber squad in St. Louis. She says government impersonation scams are nothing new, but the perpetrators are getting more sophisticated.
They're trying to find information that will kind of hit home when the person reads it because it's more personal. They're hoping that someone will react quickly.
Mansfield says the letters are meant to scare people. She urges those who might get one to take a breath and call the agency listed to see if the request is real. I'm Rachel Littman, St. Louis Public Radio.
Missouri sports teams want voters to weigh in on whether to legalize sports betting in the state. The Post-Dispatch reports 9 ballot proposals on the issue were filed in the last week. The Cardinals, the Blues, St. Louis City Soccer Club, and the Kansas City Royals are behind the push. Efforts to pass a law allowing sports betting have failed for years in Missouri's legislature, so the teams want to take the issue directly to voters. In Missouri, proposals need a certain number of voter signatures to be put on the ballot. Supporters have not yet started to collect those signatures. Some of the items we are following today in the St. Louis Public Radio newsroom. The Missouri Supreme Court will hear oral arguments this week in a case challenging a state law limiting how local elected officials can advocate for or against ballot issues. We'll have a preview of those arguments, which are slated for tomorrow. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker will launch a safety initiative today designed to provide community-based solutions to prevent gun violence. He'll be making that announcement during the noon hour in Chicago. And on St. Louis on the Air, which begins at noon on St. Louis Public Radio, we will hear from Washington University psychiatrist Dr. Jesse Gold on how many college students are struggling with their mental health 20 months into the pandemic. Shula Newman is the executive editor of St. Louis Public Radio, a listener-supported service of the University of Missouri-St. Louis. Music by Ryan McNeely of Adult Fur. I'm Wayne Pratt. This has been The Gateway.